One brand we've featured on the bike show in the product sections a couple of times is XKULCHA. Now, there's a very good reason for it. Not only are they extremely well designed, they're also made here in South Africa. Now, Preston van Veek, he's the head honcho. What's the inspiration behind the brand?
Harry, we picked up that there was a lack in the biking industry for everyday lifestyle wear apparel. Most of the biking gear that you can get in South Africa is imported from Europe, or it's made in China, imported from Europe. And you know what? It's designed for an 8-month winter climate. And we have an 8-month summer season. So the gear is so uncomfortable to wear, an overkill for our market, that a lot of people forego wearing protective wear apparel. And we found that we can strike a nice balance between giving people something that they can be comfortable in and then something that will give them the adequate protection.
That's true. And I mean, you've done some extensive tests of your own where we'll show some footage now where you've actually been dragging guys behind a bike on their bums and they get up and they're perfectly fine. So how does that work? What sort of protection is in there to make that happen?
Well, you know what's changed over the last sort of 10, 15 years is that technology has come down to street level. We can now buy into some really sophisticated technology that previously was sort of the exclusive property of the military or NASA or people like that. So we now use some of those fabrics. It's either Kevlar, ballistic nylon, Cordura in our products. And that is actually what gives you the protection against abrasion if something should happen. And that's where, when we drag a guy down the street, you can get up afterwards and you'll see that the denim, for instance, that's on the outer layer of the garment is torn to shreds. But what's underneath the ballistic nylon will show you that it's intact, and that's actually what protects you against the abrasion that you'd experience.
So would it be fair to say, we're talking with your garments, it's more about abrasion protection than, say, impact protection? Or is there an element of both?
There's a subtle element of both. We do put some impact-absorbing foam pads into the garment. But for us, there's a challenge between the garment being all-day wearable and it sort of giving you the adequate protection. So we don't go to the same extreme as what you would find in some of the imported products. But we have found that from the garments that we've gotten back from some of our customers that have had accidents, that when we evaluate those garments, because the fabric that protects you against abrasion is layered on the outside of the foam. So the foam stays intact and it just absorbs that impact. So from our point of view and from our customers' point of view, it works perfectly for what we needed to do.
Yeah. Now, you said a very interesting thing there. When guys bring back garments that they've had an accident in, you've actually got a brilliant policy whereby if a guy has an accident in one of your garments and he brings it to you and he sort of agrees to give you a testimonial and stuff, you'll actually replace that garment for free if it can't be repaired. Is that correct?
Yeah, you know what, it was a decision we made when we started this product range, and some people thought we were crazy doing it, and we just felt, you know what, we really want to show our customers that we stand behind our product. And that is not only from a service and a repair point of view, but from an ongoing research and development aspect as well. So we introduced a policy that said to people, if you buy one of our garments and you have an accident in it, you can return that garment to us, and if we can't repair the garment, we are happy to replace it free of charge. And we've been doing that since day one. And we've got a cupboard full of garments that actually validate from a variety of real-world accident scenarios how our garments hold up. So we've also taken some input or inspiration, if you can put it that way, of where there were weak points in the garments, and we've addressed those deficiencies. And that's how we continue to sort of improve our garments.
Now, you manufacture here in South Africa, which means that you can react quickly to suggestions from users like myself. I mean, I tried the Dakar pants, and I came up with a sort of, not a criticism, but like, how about trying this? And you were able to say, yeah, okay, that's cool. And you can get that kind of thing in production quickly. Is that important for you to manufacture here and not farm it out to China, for example?
You know what it is, because first of all, we run our company hands-on. We made a decision to run our company from the street up. Or our product development. So what that means is that we often invite feedback from our customer base, and we then if it adds value to our garments, and in future production runs, we then incorporate those improvements into our garments. And that's actually sort of worked very well for us, because there are people out there that are extreme bikers, and by what I mean by that is they are everyday commuters. So for them, wearing a garment on an everyday basis, if there's something that is bothering them, you very quickly sort of pick that up. And then we sort of take that on board, and then we go and sort of improve on those areas.
Now, the future, what can we expect to see in the way of new products for bikers from XKULCHA?
You know what, we constantly keep getting feedback from people that the most important issue for them on the bike is our climate. It's a heat problem. So we've developed our Dakar pants, which is a 100% airflow pants, an adventure garment. We've taken that a step further, and we've now made a mesh version of that. So it's more airflow, more cooler. And then our Easy Overs, which is a regular everyday commuting, a very successful product. We've now gone and made them a Breezy Over, which is also, the Easy Over is the only garment we still make that's 100% water repellent and wind chill redundant. Okay. But the Breezy Overs is the same product. You can now basically wear a pair of shorts, slip these over, and you can be cool sort of for the whole day on the bike.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing what's coming in the future, and thanks for your time, Preston.
Thank you very much.
It's good to see a successful South African story, isn't it? And Harry, what I like about them is that they are South African, so they make stuff according to the conditions here in South Africa, which they obviously know everything about.
Absolutely, and it stands up to any kit you'll get from anywhere else in the world, but as you say, it's designed for this climate. So it's cool, it's got airflow properties, and it's just got that fantastic abrasion resistance. It's top
that was
quality.
An interesting point, though. It's mainly about abrasion resistance rather than the hard impacts.
Yeah, there's some padding on some of the pieces, but it's thin foam, but it's mainly about the sliding down the road and just stopping your skin getting flayed to pieces.
Well, anything that stops your skin getting flayed has got to be good news, hasn't it? We'll be back after the break with two of the largest motorcycles you've ever seen.